past few years, we have seen several organizations try their best to fight what they deem as toxicity in the gaming industry. We had Feminist Frequencies Hotline, where you would call in if you were being bullied online. That was shut down. We also had Bully Hunters 2.0, where you would report people for online harassment, and that was shut down. But Help Keep Watch decided last year to start another organization called The Watch, and they were a gaming police group, and they were ruthlessly mocked on social media, but now they've decided to announce the world's first ever rating system to identify toxicity in online gaming. I have a few different things to show off, but before we get into the topic, if you enjoy the content I create, check out the links in the description, follow me on social media, and consider supporting through Patreon or through YouTube memberships. Now, for years, ever since Gamergate 1 began, we have seen so many people try to rake in the cash when it comes to the gaming industry and change it for what they deem is the better. No more toxicity, as they call it. No more friendly banter that could be misconstrued as something more negative. Of course, we have seen individuals, activists, try their very best to change the gaming industry, and gamers have always fought back against the Feminist Frequency Hotlines, the Bully Hunters, the Watches, and now they've decided to actually show off their new first rating system identifying online gaming toxicity, and it is getting absolutely obliterated already. I mean, they use banter and someone straight up saying, yeah, call me stupid, as evidence for this big movement that they want to start. So this 1 minute and 12-second trailer is filled with pure cringe because all it really is people in online video games bantering, you know, talking about teabagging each other and joking about how I got more kills than you, I'm a better gamer than you, you absolutely suck. I mean, again, there is even a point within this where one of the people goes, yeah, call me stupid, as if that is going to point to some, you know, outrageous level of toxicity in the gaming industry. I mean, these people cannot be taken seriously at all whatsoever. They are a self-proclaimed community wanting to fight racism in video games. But of course, when they initially announced this movement of theirs a year ago, and even now, they're not providing any sort of, you know, statistics. They actually on their website want you to partake in their survey so that they can collect information. But right off the bat, when they have announced this rating system identifying online gaming toxicity, they don't have any research to back up the things that they're claiming. And once you see the actual list of games they really want to hone in on, you're going to not take them seriously, even more than you probably already didn't. As you can see, it says each rating was created by surveying hundreds of gamers, even though there's hundreds of millions of gamers in the world, and represents the average amount of racism, gender discrimination, violence towards others, crude humor, and controlled substance conversation experienced while playing online. Talking about controlled substances is not illegal. Crude humor is not illegal. Talking about violence in video games is not illegal because, as of course, I'm sure they're going to push at some point down the line, violence in video games does not cause violence in real life. Making jokes that could be deemed as sexist online does not mean that someone in real life is a legitimate sexist and they hate women, all of these things. But the categories of games that they've so far done research on, aka had, you know, themselves and their workers and their let's just say extremely biased community full of, you know, lunatic leftists, they probably filled out surveys, and that's the data that they're going on right now. But they have games here like Call of Duty, Fortnite, they even have Minecraft, okay, Apex Legends, Valorant, Rocket League, ridiculous, Destiny 2, Halo Infinite, GTA Online, and the worst game ever, filled with so much toxicity, Animal Crossing New Horizons. That is a game that they felt they apparently needed to call out toxicity in the community for. That is really where their priorities lie. And of course, nowhere on their website do they actually provide you with any sort of research or statistics. They're simply saying that, you know, each rating was created by surveying hundreds of gamers, and that's it. Nowhere on their website is there any other information. And you can actually take the survey. It says, help us determine toxicity ratings, help parents and gamers know what to expect. That's what the ESRB exists for. That's why at the bottom of every video game box or on video game web pages, it says, you know, E for everyone or M for mature. That is why those ratings exist, is for parents to be more educated consumers, to know what their children should and should not be buying, or what they should and should not be buying for their children. That's as simple as that. We need to leave that in the hands of parents. That is their job. As an adult, okay, I should be able to buy any game I want. I should be able to banter with people, randoms in video games. And what makes The Watch even more irrelevant is, first of all, they do not have any sort of partnerships with any gaming companies. So even if you did all of these surveys and they said, let's make up a number, because that's all they're doing, 58% of gamers in Call of Duty are toxic and sexist, it's not like they are giving that to Xbox and Xbox is doing something about it. But you also have to look at the fact that all of these platforms already have their own monitoring systems in place, so they already handle content that they deem offensive or toxic on their own platforms and in their own video games. So all you're really doing is supporting an irrelevant organization. And like I said at the beginning of this video, plenty of organizations have tried this already. Feminist Frequency had their gamer hotline where you could call in, or eventually they made it so that you could text them if you had a negative experience in a video game, as if they could do anything to help you, and they shut down. Then, of course, we had Bully Hunters 2.0, which never even fully launched because of the massive backlash it faced, but it was supposed to be something very similar, where you reported online harassment to them, and they actually allegedly had some kind of, contracts with companies. I remember they had specifically said Microsoft, and then they had listed off individual companies like Activision Blizzard, and not the platform holders, but that of course never went anywhere because it was canceled almost straight away before they even fully launched it. And the same thing is happening with this, toxicity rating, or, The Watch. They're trying their best to become the gaming police, and people reject the gaming police over and over and over. So no matter how many different groups try this, it's never going to work. It is never going to get you some massive amount of support, because people are already laughing in their faces. People are saying things like, please get a life. So basically do the opposite of whatever this thing tells me to do. Got it? Funny thing is, people are going to use this to see which games have the most toxicity and go play them. Also, the fact that you can just go to their website and fill in one of the surveys is not going to yield them the results that they are hoping for. People are going to go on there and say, under every game, I've never faced harassment, I've never faced toxicity, love the game, love the community. And then they either have to use that information, which is going to go completely against their narrative that they're trying to push, or they're going to intentionally ignore it, which just proves even further that you and nobody should be trusting them. It's hilarious to see this happen time and time again. And of course, I'm sure that they've really decided to ramp this up now because of Gamergate 2, and all of these people are against the perceived toxicity that's spreading around the gaming industry. And of course, they're in defense of narrative consultation companies and Sweet Baby Inc. and Black Girl Gamers, and they do want to fight against what they deem as, just generally awful people in the gaming industry, which is just gamers who are not on their side. It's so sad to see groups like this continuously try to tear apart the gaming industry, because this is how you can tell they're not actually gamers, because they want to actively tear apart the industry, and they want to try to divide people even more. I, of course, will be keeping my eye on this to see if they put out any sort of statistics or they put out any sort of information or if they announce any collaborations with companies going forward. But as of right now, they are just going to be another organization that's probably going to die in a year. But that's all that I had to discuss in this video. Let everyone know your thoughts in the comment section down below. If you enjoyed this and of course found it important and informative, make sure to give it a like, share it, and subscribe to the channel. And of course, if you didn't, make sure to give it a dislike. I appreciate your support either way, but I will talk to you all again in the next video really soon.